Morning, it's Rexanna with Garden of Herbs. This morning I am going to be doing a video on ashwagandha. This is the 10th and final herb for the 10 must-have herbs in the garden, in your backyard garden. Now this is going to depend, ashwagandha, I was going to use a different herb. I was going to use a different herb, but over the last year, actually before I started school, I was going to use lavender. I've always loved lavender, and I've used lavender over the years, but I kind of started thinking to myself, you know, this particular herb, ashwagandha, has grown in popularity for various reasons, and I took lavender out. So if ashwagandha is one that you decide after you hear this video, if you decide that lavender is one that you want to keep or you love, and like I said, you can never have too many herbs. I'll always keep lavender, and I grow lavender in my backyard and in my front yard. I have several different plants of lavender. But ashwagandha is one I thought was of high importance for various reasons. I take it as a supplement. I take it in the capsule form, and I've started taking it as a recommendation from my doctor. It helps many people for many different reasons, and so I'm going to go over why I decided to implement it in my must-have. I have not found a seed or a plant, and so I have not been able to include it, but I'm going to seek it with a passion to grow it. And so I think it's a must-have. Okay? All right, ashwagandha, and that's A-S-H-W-A-G-A-N-D-H-A. The H is silent at the end. But ashwagandha is known by two other names. It's called Indian ginseng, and it's also called winter cherry. It's used mainly in Ayurvedic medicine, which is in India, and it's a very widely used here in America. It's widely used here in America. A lot of people take it in the capsule form, and a lot of doctors prescribe it for their patients. Excuse me. And the last couple of years, it's been used because of the properties, which I'll get to in just a minute. A lot of people use it they use the whole plant, but the root is very strong in the plant. You can use the dry root and make a tincture out of it. You can use the fresh leaves, you can use the seed and the whole fruit, and making a tincture out of it. And they said that it's very good. You can use 500 to 1,000 milligram daily in capsules. So the only side effects that I saw on here is that if you're going to be using in here of, say you're on a, if you're pregnant, they caution you for the dosage, and that you may want to consult with your physician, and that it can cause drowsiness with other types of sleepy herbs. And it said that during the day, in rare instances, it has caused some people that have GI tract problems. It has caused them to have some sort of diarrhea problem. So if you have a GI tract issue and you're taking it on an ongoing basis in any kind of form, it may cause you to, and this is in rare cases, it has caused people to have diarrhea. So you may want to be careful and watch and monitor your dosage. If you suddenly have diarrhea, you may want to back off of it. So that's always good to know when you're going over an herb, and you look for the contra, indications. What would this herb do to me if I suddenly begin to take it? I always look for that because I've taken stuff, I've taken medicine, and this is a plant medicine, and it's helped me immensely. But what if I took it and it did the opposite, You want to back off of it. And that's another reason why you don't want to take a bunch of things all at once. I always use caution when you're doing anything. Okay, now, if you're on a barbiturate, it said don't use sedatives with this. So if you're on a prescription barbiturate or any kind of a sedative, I don't remember any of the names of the prescription. I'd have to go to my computer and find out. But if you're on any of those, this said don't take this with them, okay? That's another one. Now, ashwagandha is native to dry things, so it's going to be good for Texas. I'm here in Texas, and it's normally pretty dry here. So I would be able to grow it if I find some seeds. And it says that it grows in North Africa and Mediterranean areas, warm, dry climates. It says it's good during rain and rainy seasons and small. It's a perennial. It's a bushy, woody, shrubby, 2 feet tall. You do have to have some water and fertilizer, but it grows up to 6 feet tall. So it's orange, red fruits, looking much like cherries, hence the common name. So, I mean, it's going to be a nice plant to grow for me here in Texas. So, and I think it goes all the way up to zones 8, I think he said. So anyway, let's get to the properties. Let's get to the good part. This is an antibacterial and antimicrobial. This is a astringent, which is going to clean you, get you clean inside. Scrubby Clean. It's a bitter, it's a diuretic, it's a nervine. It's really good for people that need that. That's really good. It's an immune tonic, which that's good. And it's diurelic. It's an insomnia reliever. This is where I really like this, and I'm going to kind of go over this just for a second. Insomnia it relieves a lot of stress. Okay, say you've been, for me, I was going through a really stressful period, and I needed an immune booster. It doesn't go in and boost your immune system, but I was under a lot of stress. I had some other underlying issues, and the reason my doctor put me on it was to relieve the stress that I was under. Plus I had another immune booster, which I was on, but this helped to kind of balance me out and take away some of the stress that I was on. And this right here, it stress or disease inducer. So what this is going to do is going to relieve, help me to sleep, help me rest, take away your stress, relieve, it balances out everything up here all throughout your body and helps you to relax so that you can go to sleep. When you're not able to sleep and you're not able to, it just balances everything out. Where you're able to relax at night, and it helps balance out your immune system to where, like the other stuff that I was taking, which was the Astragalus, in my regular multivitamin, everything, it just kind of worked together. And when you're working everything out together, it brings you, I want to say, into homeostasis, where you're into homeostasis and everything just kind of calms down, balances. You got to have everything working in harmony. and then everything kind of balances out. When you have things up and you have things here, everything's kind of not knowing which way to go. Everything balances out and works in harmony, and then you're able to relax. Your body is not in distress. Everything goes back into balance, and then you're able to relax. Sometimes our body can get off balance, and you know, my labs were kind of a little high here, a little low here, a little high, a little low. Everything was kind of everything was just kind of going back into normal, and everything was kind of relaxing. And that's what I needed. I needed to get back into balance. I needed to get back into harmony. And that happens when you have the right supplements, you have the right diet. And I was trying so hard up here, but my body, I was trying to figure it out on my own, and my doctor and me together with the right supplements. Sometimes you're pumping everything in there, but you're not hitting the right keys. But with my doctor, and we got the blood work right, we got the right supplements. And sometimes that's why I like to do these videos, and I like to tell people, you know, there's a study out there. This is a good time for me to say this. 90% of people are deficient in their supplements. They are not taking the right supplements. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're eating this, they're eating that. They're eating sugar. They're not eating the right things that they're supposed to be eating. They're not taking the supplements that they're supposed to be taking, or they're not taking any supplements whatsoever. And I'm a person that I believe in taking supplements. I believe in essential oils. I just spent 15 minutes on my face this morning, and I don't have any makeup on. I have stuff on my lips, but the thing is, what I'm trying to say here, and I know I'm trying to talk about ashwagandha, but people need to take supplements because we don't get all of our nutrition from our food. Okay, I'm going to be done with that. But if people would go to the doctor and get blood work and get the right supplements, it would make their bodies feel so much better. I mean, I was walking around feeling horrible and not really understanding why. And that right there is key. So let's get back on the properties. And so anyway, there's a whole list. It's an anti-stressor, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. This takes the inflammatory down in your body. That's another thing that'll keep you from hurting. It's an anti-fatiguer. See, it's an antibacterial. It takes, if you're trying to get tumors in your body, it's an anti-tumor. It's a diuretic. Ashwagandha is just a great, I mean, the list goes on. That's the properties of the root. That's why I take the capsule, because it's the root. And there is so much more that you can learn about this. This has been around, it says, for about 3,000 years, and it's considered to be safe for children. If you're feeling wore out, if you're feeling fatigued, if you're feeling tired all the time and you want to know what's wrong with you, like I was, take some ashwagandha. The scientific research on all these there's a whole page here about the anti-stressor, the hemoglobin, the antibacterial actions. There's a whole page. I'm not going to go over it because it's very long, and they do different studies with rats and mice, but I really don't like all those studies on rats and mice. I'm all for the studies that they do on people, and that study that they did on me alone, taking it for the last year, is what made me change my mind, because right now my bottle is getting low and I'm thinking I've got to go get me some more ashwagandha. Because for me, when I am thinking about what what can I do to make myself feel better? Of course, number one, I always pray. And then number two, even though I'm an herbalist and I try to stay away from the doctor as much as possible, I do believe that wisdom tells us to go to the doctor and to, there's always something that you can find when you get blood work done. When you get blood, and I don't believe in going to the doctor when you're sick. I don't believe that. And the reason I don't believe in going to the doctor when you're sick, I believe in going to the doctor when you're well. And let me clarify that. Because when you're well, you're going to the doctor as a preventative measure. I mean, if we just ran to the doctor when we're sick all the time, come on. I believe in going to the doctor when you're well because he can tell you so much I go to the doctor once a year, and once a year I go for my physical. And I find out, like where in my body, and I'll tell him, I keep a diary. Like, this little thing is bothering me, or this little thing I don't think it's right. And when I go, he puts these little pieces that I'm not happy with, because I'm not happy with certain things. I want to feel like everything is going to be going along, for the next 20 years of my life. And I've gotten better and better. I may live with something that's just not perfect for a whole year. And I tweak on this, I tweak on that. And then when I go in there, he says, well, how's it going now? And together we work as a team on my health. I don't ever let anybody tell me what to do. We work on it together. And that's, I think, how we are supposed to do, and I've learned over the years that you work together as a team with your doctor. And I think that's how it should be done. And most of the time we work together with herbs like ashwagandha. And I've implemented that into my program as my daily living, and it's just worked out perfect. So now I'm going to grow it. So if there's anything that you would like to leave in the comments, please do. And if this has excited you and you think, wow, I think this is something that I'm going to grow in my backyard, please let me know where you got your seeds. But ashwagandha is a great herb. And if that's the only way that I can find it is at the health food store, then then I'm going to be fine with that. But I'm certainly going to try to grow it and put it in my garden. Most of my seeds, this is going to wrap it up for my series. The backyard, the 10 must-have. Of course, I know I probably threw some other ones in there. I will list all the 10 plus a couple of other ones that I put in there extra. The elderberry, the peppermint, and all the other ones. Mullein is one of my favorite. It's been one of my favorite for a long time. Peppermint too. But I will list them. But where I buy a lot of my seeds, I was going to say in this last one, Rare Seeds, which is Baker Creek Seed Company, but it's www.rareseeds.com. I buy a lot of my seeds there. I have bought a couple of seeds from Strictly Medicinal .com, I think. I'll have to list that below. But they're not my favorite. I know a lot of people love them, but and they're fine, they're quality. But I absolutely love, like for my flowers and the catalog and everything is rareseeds.com. They are absolutely my favorite, and I know everybody else loves them too. But I have to get out the other seeds. I fell in love with another company, and I'll mess their name up if I say it. But they have some heirloom seeds, and they just sent me some seeds, and I'll list them below in the description. I'm probably gonna do some shopping with them too. They have a few herbs, but I have not really done a lot of shopping with them, but I really like them too. They have a lot of fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. But they really do a lot of teaching and education as far as how to germinate, how, you know, just a lot of teaching as far as how to get things started. And it's really good for what I consider new gardeners. And I know that Baker Creek does a lot of that too. But I think that's important for new people that are coming on. And so anyway, that will do it for this series. I hope to do another series, and right now I'm going to be wrapping this series up. My next series, I'm not sure what I'll be doing it on, but this is the end of the season for, I'm doing a lot of canning. I'm going to be real busy right now, but I will soon let you know what it will be on. Right now, this is Rexanna for Garden of Herbs. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.